So today we're going to talk about our finest range of steaks, and within this range we've got 4 different cuts. Each of these cuts are matured for 30 days and sourced from trusted farms from around the UK. Now I'm going to talk to you in a bit more detail about each of these cuts. Our finest rump steak is one of the most accessible within the range. It's also really great value. Now there's very little fat within this steak, it's really quite lean. It's also one of the hardest working muscles, so because of this, we need to make sure we cook it slightly more. So I like to enjoy mine between medium rare and medium. Our finest sirloin steak really is an amazing cut. It's also a favourite across many a household. Some of the quality cues to look for is the lovely fat running along the back and also some marbling within the meat. Due to this marbling, I like to cook mine to around medium rare and make sure I give it a really good rest so that it's nice and tender. Our finest ribeye steak is the richest within the range, and this is down to the intense marbling that runs all the way through the steak. We also have the signature eye of fat that runs right through the middle. Because of this, we need to make sure that when we cook this, we get a really good caramelization all across the steak. I like to enjoy my ribeye cooked to medium, and this is to make sure that I get the best render on that fat to get the most out of the beef. Our finest fillet steak really is a special cut of beef. It's also known to be the most luxurious within our range. There should be some marbling present, but absolutely no sinew, meaning that we end up with a super tender steak. Now, bearing this in mind, we need to take a little bit of extra care when cooking, making sure that we don't overcook this one. I like to enjoy mine cooked between rare and medium rare. So now I'm going to show you how to cook the perfect sirloin steak at home. The first thing I've done is remove all the packaging from my steak, and I'm allowing that to come up to room temperature for around about an hour before we cook it. The next thing we need to do is preheat our pan. And now we need to season our steak. So I'm going to use the finest cold pressed rapeseed oil. I'm actually going to season the tray rather than the steak itself. And a pinch of table salt. Now I'm going to put my steak straight into the seasoning, moving it around, turning it over, and just give that a good massage in. Once the steak is seasoned and the pan is really hot, we're ready to start cooking. So when I put my steak in, I always want to lay it facing away from me so I don't get any splashes of oil back towards myself. You should really hear that sizzle. Once the steak's in the pan, it's time to just give our hands a quick wash. So once the steak's been cooking for 2 or 3 minutes on the first side, we're just going to flip that over. I'm just going to take my tongs, and we're looking for a lovely heavy caramelization. See there, it's lovely and golden. So once our steak's been cooking for a few minutes on that side, we're just going to add a small knob of butter, a garlic clove, and a pinch of fresh thyme. This is going to take your steak to the next level. Once the butter's melted, we can just use a spoon just to gently spoon that butter back over the steak and infuse it with the garlic and thyme. The key to cooking a perfect steak is all about making sure we rest it really well. If we get a good caramelization on both sides and rest it perfectly, every time it should be fine. If you wanted to caramelize the fat along the back a little bit more, we can use our tongs and just hold the steak facing downwards like this. It'll just help render that fat along the back. So now that I've cooked my steak for 4 or 5 minutes on both sides, I've got a lovely caramelization, it's time to rest. Our steak is now rested and it's ready to finish. So for that, I'm just going to give it a couple of turns of some rock salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. Now we're ready to slice. So there we have my beautifully cooked finest sirloin steak, perfect for any occasion.